Good evening. It's great to have you here with us tonight. I'm Tim Pham. Well, with vaccine efforts ramping up across the region, reliable information is vital for those signing up to receive their first doses. This morning, doctors and leaders in Spokane hosted a panel to answer any questions that marginalized groups in the community may have. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones tells us why this is so important for communities of color.
You can't get answers if you don't ask the questions, and people have serious concerns about the COVID-19 vaccine, but that's what this panel is all about. It's addressing those concerns, answering one question at a time.
I have the Pfizer vaccine.
There's been record-breaking strides with vaccine efforts over the last year. As the world works to overcome struggles stemming from this pandemic, some people are hesitant about how effective a vaccine can be. So a little bit of everyone is on this conference call right now. There's doctors, there's council members, people in the community who just have questions alone. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there's increasing evidence that racial and ethnic minority groups are being disproportionately affected by COVID-19. That includes discrimination in healthcare systems and limited access to resources like clinics offering the vaccine.
You need to get the information, hear from the doctors, talk to your clinician, talk to the people in the medical field that you trust.
Keonta Duncan is the current president of Spokane's NAACP. While moderating today's panel, she worked with the Black Lens newspaper to field questions from the community.
What we saw was that there are lots of different varying opinions about the vaccination, and rightfully so.
Polls were taken throughout the conversation, gauging opinions from their audience. By the end of the panel, 76% of the viewers said they were more likely to receive a vaccine after guidance from local healthcare officials.
They are our cousins, our aunties, our uncles, our grandparents.
Just this week, a pop-up vaccine clinic opened in the East Central community. More than 175 people received their first doses, many that were unable to previously book an appointment.
If you have decided that you're willing to get vaccinated, where does that need to happen at for you? Where will you be most comfortable?
The next steps following the panel is figuring out easier access to vaccinations. That may include more pop-up clinics at places like the MLK Center and the Native Project. From Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Brandon, thank you. Well, vaccine appointments at the Spokane Arena are being rescheduled due to weather-related delays in vaccine shipments. The Spokane Regional Health District says anyone with a current standing appointment will still get the vaccine. Patients who had an appointment tomorrow will receive an email or text with a new date and time for next week, or the Department of Health will call you directly. You will likely be rescheduled for late next week. Again, patients with confirmed appointments will still get the vaccine, but all appointments are being rescheduled. All right, to weather now. It's been a rather gray and cold day today, but it sounds like the weather is going to turn more active. Meteorologist Michelle Boss reporting live from home tonight. Michelle, what's in store for us for the rest of the weekend?
For the lower elevations, we do expect a little bit of rain and snow across the inland northwest, but the mountains are going to be hit just a little bit harder. Let's take a look at some of the snowfall estimates expected tonight through Sunday. And you can see for the Spokane area and much of eastern Washington, less than an inch, slightly higher amounts across the Idaho Panhandle. Could see 1 to 2 inches in Coeur d'Alene, 2 to 3 inches up in Sandpoint. But the mountains are certainly going to be hit hard, especially the Cascades, and even some heavier snow expected around Lookout Pass. We do have a winter weather advisory for the Cascade Passes, both Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass through tomorrow morning. Looking for 8 to 12 inches of snow through Stevens Pass. Not quite as much at Snoqualmie, but then even after that, winter storm watch continuing from Sunday afternoon and through Tuesday, where Stevens Pass could pick up an additional 10 to 18 inches of snow. So a lot of snow in those higher elevations. Be certain to check area passes before you head out. All right, satellite and radar pictures showing relatively quiet weather right now across eastern Washington and North Idaho. Temperatures have been on the cold side, though. We didn't even make it to freezing today. 28 in Spokane, 29 in Coeur d'Alene. It's in the upper 30s in Moses Lake and right at 40 in Lewiston. Should be pretty quiet overnight, but we could see a few snow showers again, not looking for much accumulation-wise. Temperatures should make it into the upper 30s tomorrow afternoon and may even see a little bit of rain start falling for the afternoon hours, but much windier late Sunday into Monday and then continuing into Tuesday. Could see wind gust over 40 miles per hour and the high on Monday near 50 degrees.
Wow, near 50. Okay, Michelle, thanks so much. Well, here's a live look at the skate ribbon in downtown Spokane. The skate season is coming to an end. The skate ribbon has been a haven for many families during this pandemic. KREM 2's Morgan Trow spoke to the city and skaters about how having the ribbon open has made the last few months a little brighter.
The skate ribbon has been an escape from the pandemic for many inland Northwesters. As skate season is coming to an end, we heard from people who said having this amenity has kept their spirits high. Due to coronavirus restrictions, many recreational activities have been closed the past year. Luckily, Spokane's Riverfront Park modified one of their main attractions to comply with social distancing regulations.
And it's really fun. My favorite part is skating with my dad.
For 5-year-old Kinsley Murray, skating on the weekend is worth the 2-hour drive.
Yeah, we live from Tri-Cities and there's nothing to do, so we like to come here.
The city says people from all over the region are heading to Riverfront Park to use the skate ribbon.
You know, it's really humbling and exciting for us that parks and open space has been one of those go-to places during the pandemic. When you can't do anything else, be able to go outside, take a hike, go to your local neighborhood park, come down and use the ice ribbon.
Parks Director Garrett Jones says the city, the health district, and the state took on the challenge of keeping the amenity open, having to think outside the box to make sure they kept the community safe.
Look out there, you see the colored zones. We have to have pre-registration and wearing masks and gloves, but it's been a success. And we've been able to, as the guidelines have changed, we've been able to expand the capacity as well.
Feels like awesome. It's fun. And I love my dad.
Skate season is officially over at the end of the month, but the city says they have plans to open the carousel once the ribbon closes. Reporting at Riverfront Park, Morgan Trow, KREM 2 News.
All right, Morgan, thanks so much. Well, we've learned a number of events coming back to the inland Northwest as well, and it's bringing a lot of excitement. Pig Out in the Park will make its return on September 1st through the 6th. Hoop Fest will also come back to Spokane this fall. That tournament scheduled for September 11th and 12th. And the Spokane Interstate Fair plans to come back September 10th through the 19th. Also, an 80s classic could get an encore. Spokane Public School Board may hold Monsters of Rock concert at Joe Albi Stadium. They're making a decision about that concert in March. However, even with all of these plans in place, experts say most events will need to have some sort of social distancing guidelines.